But is it that hard to ignore random people online that are talking crazy to you that have SpongeBob as their profile picture? Like, is it that tough? Jason Whitlock, you've been in this business for a long, long time. There's a lot of people that aren't fond of everything you have to say, and you seem to go about your day-to-day life. I think, Jason, you're 100% on. I just wish the players and coaches could actually talk about basketball. We watch a lot of games with a lot of missed layups. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the defensive lapses. Can we actually talk about basketball instead of seeing all of these agendas and all of this stuff that we don't care about? We just want to watch entertaining basketball.
The Tip Hayes point, I want to give you 15 more seconds on that. Did we hear from Stephanie White calling that out? Again, she's defending Alyssa Thomas. Did we hear her defend Caitlin Clark in that? Been saying this forever. My question about, Charles, if you had to choose between being black or heterosexual, which one are you choosing?
Well, I'll tell you what, you asked that question earlier, and I was like, wow, I've never thought about that. I can't think of a situation where I would want to change either one of them. I just, I'm definitely going to remain heterosexual if you pin me down, but I don't want to give up either one of them, man. It's who I am.
Love them both, but I'm choosing heterosexual every time.
Welcome back to WNBA Trends, where we break down what's really happening behind the scenes. And right now, there's a situation unfolding with Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever that nobody wants to talk about directly, but everyone can see it. Let's be clear about what we're watching. Caitlin Clark walked off the bench before the end of Game 2 of the playoffs, not because of a back injury she mysteriously developed overnight, because she was frustrated. And then something happened that told us everything about her support system within that organization. Stephanie White went to the post-game press conference and started talking about Alyssa Thomas making contact with Clark's throat area, defense targeting her, physical play. White brought it up like she was defending her franchise player, like she had Clark's back, except that's not what happened at all. What White actually did was create a distraction. She threw a grenade into the media landscape so that instead of people talking about the fracturing relationship between a coach and her generational talent during the playoffs, everyone was talking about whether Alyssa Thomas should be suspended. The story shifted completely. By the next morning, nobody was asking why Caitlin Clark looked frustrated enough to leave the bench during a playoff game. They were all debating physicality and player conduct. That's brilliant misdirection if you're a coach who doesn't want scrutiny on your relationship with your star player. But here's where it gets worse.
Like how I feel about both sides. I think shame on anybody. Shame on anybody who thinks they get to go through life without ever getting their feelings hurt. Deal with it. Deal with it. It comes, deal with it. As far as Stephanie White goes, I'm sorry, Jason, but I heard something different than everybody else. What I heard Stephanie White do is say, damn, I put her in this situation. I lit that grenade. I went out there trying to defend my player in Caitlin Clark and trying to take the light off of what had just happened with her walking off the court. And I brought up the files, and that's how we got here. I think that was her way of apologizing to Alyssa Thomas. I put you in this mess because I really think that.
I think Jason and I have been stating this for a while now. I think the basis of this is this relationship between Caitlin Clark, Stephanie White, and the Indiana Fever needs to come to an end. It needs to come to an end. Yeah, it's as simple as that. From the on-court, it doesn't fit. They don't see the game through the same lens to, Caitlin Clark leaving the game. I don't believe it was because of the back injury. I think she was pissed she got subbed out of the game. All the way to the off-the-court things. They don't align. They just don't align. They don't see the game the same way. They don't see life the same way. They don't have the same lifestyles. Pull this thing up. Everybody needs to stop. Somebody needs to do it. Everybody needs to stop worrying about looking like the bad guy. Stop worrying about how it's going to look to the people and end this thing.
And it's going to have to be Caitlin Clark, because none of these other people are woman enough, man enough, whatever, bold enough, correct, leader enough. Because I just had a new thought on and it's not that different from any of my other thoughts, but just let's accept what the league is. It's a marketing arm of the LGBTQ left-wing agenda. That's the point of the league. It's not about making money. It's about a political agenda. And the whole league is upset, like, hey man, we've been at this for 30 years using this league to promote an agenda. And here comes this woman, Caitlin Clark, that has no interest in promoting the agenda.
Caitlin Clark came to the WNBA to play basketball. She's not trying to be a political figure. She's not trying to represent anything beyond her own excellence on the court. She's not trying to change society. She just loves the game. And she's been forced into a position where every single thing she does gets filtered through cultural lenses that have nothing to do with basketball. The people who should be protecting her from that are instead the ones weaponizing it. And there's no escape hatch, because she can't demand out, she can't publicly criticize, she can't even hint at dissatisfaction without it becoming a national story about her character. So here's where this actually goes. Caitlin Clark needs out of Indianapolis. Not next year, not after one more season to see if it improves. Now. She needs to be moved to an organization where there's actual support, where the front office prioritizes winning, where the coach has her back unconditionally, where she can just be a basketball player without everything becoming complicated. The Fever won't do it because it looks bad, because it means admitting they made a mistake, because it means confronting some uncomfortable realities about how they structured her situation. But every day it doesn't happen, her mental health deteriorates further. Her relationship with the team gets worse, and they're burning the most talented player in league history because they're too afraid to make the hard decision. That's where we are. That's what's really happening, and everyone in the league knows it.
One for them as well, and Caitlin Clark doesn't want to be a soldier in that fight, and they're mad about it, and don't know what to do. And I know I'm rambling here, I'm going a little long, but Stephanie White, Alyssa Thomas did call her angrily, and was like, and because Alyssa Thomas is wise enough to know.
Workout, remember, she did the individual workout right before the Portland game that she didn't play in. All of a sudden, there's no Sophie Cunningham. There is not that many coincidences. The Indiana Fever is a toxic workplace, as I've been stating for a long time, and it is coming to a head. Stephanie White doesn't want to look at Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark don't even want to be around the group at practice. Did you see Kelsey Mitchell lauding about Ty Harris and how she's looking forward to building more chemistry with Ty Harris at the point guard spot? Listen, this isn't a good workspace. It needs to come to an end immediately with Locke. Immediately.
Charles?
Jason, I know you're from Indianapolis, but that's got to be the worst media in the country right now. I can't. It's come on. I mean, I can't imagine being that bad. Is Caitlin Clark practicing? No, she's doing individual workout. Or is she going to be at practice? That's got to be a follow-up question there. And why would she not be at practice? You know, you want to do an individual workout? You do it around the practice schedule. You still need to be at practice. We're going to talk
locker